as of right now, what we know, Philadelphia Police Chief Inspector Scott Small saying that the crash happened around 2:45 a.m. Eastern time when an officer on detail at Kensington Avenue and Allegheny Avenue, so if you are from this area, saw a car traveling at a very high speed. The officer heard the vehicle first and believes it was easily going 100 miles per hour. Now, authorities say the car jumped the curb and hit a turnstile. We've actually got Steve Keeley officially going live here on Live Now from Fox. Let's listen in.
We're the only ones on this side because I thought that would be the classy move, not to show you body parts being taken away by the medical examiner and picked up off the sidewalk. But let me show you the crack now with daylight into the Allegheny station. And you can see the big 15-foot section just shoved in and crumbling where this Honda Pilot hit this building in excess of 100 miles an hour, according to the officer who has a beat here from Philadelphia, because this is non-stop crime around here, non-stop trouble. And this, if you don't know it already, you should. This is Philadelphia's capital of fentanyl and heroin abuse and sales, etc., etc. And a man and woman were on the street somewhere when this Honda Pilot came barreling down. And look at Allegheny, it curves right here, for those of you who don't know, under the L. They were coming down Allegheny eastbound, this car, registered out of Shamokin, Pennsylvania, 2.5 hours northwest of Philadelphia, Northumberland County. Obviously didn't know Allegheny, or maybe didn't know what he was doing when he was driving, so the driver killed, and then these two pedestrians killed. And you can see between the Honda Pilot and the medical examiner van, that turnstile, that is super heavy steel, that is now a mangled mess, and parts of that 100 feet away. So Alex, Mike, one of the worst accident scenes a lot of these veteran cops ever saw. And then they start recounting all the other ones. But this one's pretty bad. I can see part of the turnstile embedded into the front end of the Honda Pilot, that blue piece of steel sticking up. This could have been so much worse based on all the people that were out here, but it's as bad as it gets now. And then the only survivor is a man, 53, who had an ankle monitor on when they took him away, I noticed, and he's got a broken pelvis, but he had an outstanding arrest warrant, so now he's held as a prisoner at the hospital. But as one cop said, he ain't going anywhere from all the injuries he got in this, but at least he survived this.
So the guy, police officer, was actually on a beat out here at Kensington and Allegheny. We always have police out here. And the police officer heard the vehicle coming, then saw it, and believed that vehicle was easily going 100 miles an hour eastbound on Allegheny Avenue. Then it jumped the curb at Kensington and Allegheny, and that's when it struck a turnstile. We believe it struck 3 pedestrians and then struck the building itself.
Veteran cops said they never saw a more horrific, gruesome scene with these victims.
It's really gruesome. One of the pedestrians that's closest to the vehicle clearly decapitated, and parts of his body dismembered, and parts of the body were actually burned because immediately after this accident the engine compartment of the vehicle caught on fire. Now the other pedestrian that's closer to the building, just a few feet away from the front of the vehicle, appears to be a female. Her body is also mangled, crushed, to the point where all 3 of these victims were pronounced dead immediately on location.
All right, so this happened just before 3, and here we are over 3 hours later. But there you see the train going by, bypassing the station for obvious reasons. And you'll notice the Kensington and Allegheny street signs. Right below that, that white surveillance camera is a Philadelphia Police real-time crime camera that captured this. But trust me, it's probably a half a second where it has the car coming into, past, under, and then into that building. Guys?
What a horrific scene.
Oh, my God.